Good, good morning, and welcome to the first Healthy Together Mississippi's third Wednesday Parent Resource Chat webinar of 2026. What happened? Duke? Hello?
Yes, ma'am, you're live.
Oh, I'm sorry. Forgive me, people. Again, good morning. Welcome to the first Healthy Together Mississippi's third Wednesday Parent Resource Chat webinar of 2026. My name is Bettina Campbell, and I am the Social Service Coordinator and Medicaid CHIP Assister for Oak Hill Regional Community Development Corporation, which is the parent corporation for Healthy Together Mississippi. We have with us again today Mr. Thomas Duke Robinson, who is our Technology and our Metrics Director. We want to recognize our Executive Director, Dr. Michael O. Miner, and our Program Director, Lottie Miner. As you are aware, our webinars are designated or designed to ensure that we provide current and relevant information and resources that uplift and equip parents and other child care providers with tools, timely resources, and faith-rooted encouragement. So we encourage you to share our Healthy Together Mississippi's Facebook page and our webinar, which is www.healthytogethermississippi.org, and to stay tuned for the exciting new changes. There are many health and wellness observances in the month of January. Many of them focus on preventive care and awareness, including cervical health, blood donations, glaucoma, thyroid, and birth defect prevention as monthly themes, plus specific days like Maternal Health Awareness Day, which is January 23rd, and National Pharmacist Day, which was January 12th. All of them encourages screenings, healthy habits, and support for various conditions, and also support for health professionals. Today, we have chosen to focus on glaucoma as it relates to children. Children in glaucoma is not as widely discussed as adults in glaucoma. Therefore, many doctors don't see many cases. And also because children can articulate symptoms like pain and blurry vision, which leads to later diagnosis. And traditionally, general health discussions focus more often on the prevalent adult form of glaucoma. So, however, before we start our presentation, I want to encourage you to share this webinar on your social media platforms. Then make sure that you get your pencil and your paper and to write down any questions or concerns that you may have regarding this presentation, because we want to make sure to save time to answer them. Having said that, let me also say that I am not an optometrist or an ophthalmologist. I am not even a medical professional, traditional type of medical professional. So I will answer to you the best that I can, and I will have resources and references that are listed at the end of the presentation so that you can know that I got these from credible sources like the Cleveland Health Clinic and Mayo Clinic. So having said that, let's say that I want to do a PowerPoint presentation, and we're going to ask Duke if he would power that presentation up for us, please.
Are you able to see that, Ms. Patina?
No, I'm not Duke. I just have I just see the Healthy Kids Mississippi.
I can see it okay.
So if others can see it, then I can go ahead and do the presentation, but I can't see it.
Check your settings on the at the top. It is telling you I'm sharing my screen.
Okay, just a minute. I'm switching computers. I do apologize to everyone for the difficulty that we're having, but technology will be technology. Okay, so we're talking about glaucoma in children. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Glaucoma in children, as we know, is rare, but in Western countries, about 1 in 10,000 babies are born with primary glaucoma. The risk is higher for children who've had cataract surgery or other eye symptoms. Next slide, please. What is glaucoma? Glaucoma is a condition that damages the eye's optic nerve. It's also glaucoma is also an umbrella term for diseases that make pressure builds up in the eyeball, which can cause damage in delicate critical parts of the back part of the eye. Just a moment, please. Thank you. Now, are we still getting the feedback? Are we still getting feedback? Okay, thank you. I do apologize again for all of the disruptions that we've had. So let's start off with what glaucoma is. It's an umbrella term for eye diseases that make pressure build up inside your eyeball, which can damage delicate and critical parts of the back of your eye. Most of these diseases are progressive, which means that they gradually get worse. As they do, they can eventually cause permanent vision loss and blindness. In fact, glaucoma is the second leading cause of blindness worldwide. That's why it's important that we all get our regular exams, and that includes that we're making sure that our children are getting regular exams. Because when you learn that you have glaucoma or that you are at risk for it, it can be hard to process. For, for most people, vision is the sense that they rely on most in their daily routine. It can feel scary to imagine trying to adapt and live your life after you have severe vision loss. But most forms of glaucoma are treatable, especially when they are diagnosed early. And with care and careful management, it's possible to delay or even prevent permanent vision loss. Next slide, please. And it's what happens with glaucoma. So in its early stages, glaucoma may not cause any symptoms. That's why up to half of the people in the United States with glaucoma may not know that they have it, and symptoms may not appear until this condition causes irreversible damage. So next slide. Some of the more common symptoms include eye pain or pressure, headaches, red or bloodshot eyes, double vision or blurred vision, and gradually you can develop low vision, and gradually you can develop blind spots or visual field defects, which makes a tunnel, creates a tunnel-like vision. Some of the types of glaucoma, particularly angular closure glaucoma, can cause sudden severe symptoms that need immediate and medical attention to prevent permanent vision loss. Emergency glaucoma symptoms include when there's blood gathering in the front of your iris, bulging or enlarged eyeballs, nausea and vomiting that happens with eye pain pressure, rainbow colored halos around the lights, sudden appearance of increased floaters, sudden vision loss of any kind, and then suddenly seeing flashing lights in your vision. Next slide, please. Sorry, go back. What causes glaucoma? Normally, a healthy eye makes a clear vision, a clear fluid that slowly drains from the eye. In a person with glaucoma, the eye usually either makes too much fluid too fast or the fluid drains away too slowly. This typically causes the pressure in the eye to increase, which can lead to optic nerve damage and vision problems. So, glaucoma can make it hard for a person to see or may even cause total blindness. That's because the optic nerve is the main nerve that carries signals from the eye to the brain, allowing us to see. If a person loses their vision due to glaucoma, their vision does not come back, even if the eye pressure goes back to normal. Let me say that again. If a person loses their vision due to glaucoma, their vision does not come back, even if the eye pressure goes back to normal. So we want to make sure that we are getting our eyes checked on a regular basis and also making sure that our children are getting their eyes checked because when it's early detected, it can be treated and it possibly even slows down. We'll talk about that in just a minute. Vision loss usually happens more quickly with children and is often more severe than it is with adults. So again, we want to make sure that we set up regular appointments with our eye doctors to make sure that our children are taking the tests that they need in order to detect for early detection or for prevention. Now, next slide, please. What are some of the signs of symptoms of glaucoma in babies? Yes, babies do get glaucoma, and doctors may notice it at birth, but it doesn't always show up right away. So if the doctors do notice it, they might notice the eye shape or the size issue that are clues the child might have glaucoma. Babies with glaucoma may have large bulging eyes. They may have cloudy or hazy corneas. They tears when not crying, redness in the white part of the eye, extreme sensitivity to light. They may be doing a lot of blinking, and they may be irritable or have poor appetites, or engaging in inconsolable crying. So again, just because we know babies cry a lot anyway, but make sure that there is a reason that they're crying, and also keep in mind that that could be a sign or a symptom for a glaucoma in your baby. Next slide, please. What are some of the signs and symptoms of glaucoma in older children or teens? A child can have glaucoma, there can be no symptoms. That's why it's important for kids to have regular eye exams as they grow up. So starting as babies and growing up, it's important that they have those regular eye exams. I can't stress that enough. If they do have symptoms, they could be blurry vision, or they failing the eye test, or their nearsightedness that gets worse, that they're having difficulty seeing in the dark, trouble seeing things off to the side, eye pain or headaches. So again, those symptoms are blurry vision, or where they may be failing their vision test, their nearsightedness that gets worse. It's difficult for them to see in the dark, and they may have trouble seeing things off to the side, out of the sides of their eyes, which is very important because it alerts them that something may be, especially like if they're crossing the street or there may be a car coming, so that they need to be able to see that. And so then they also might be complaining of eye pain or headaches. Notice that some of these symptoms are the same symptoms that we get with other illnesses or diseases. So we don't want to automatically just rush and assume that it's glaucoma. We want to make sure that we are taking them to the appropriate doctors to get their eyes tested so that we can be certain what's going on with them. So next slide, please. So how is glaucoma diagnosed? A pediatric specialist would have to diagnose the glaucoma in children, and that's either an ophthalmologist or an optometrist. And they'll do a glaucoma test and a full eye exam. They check the pressure in the eyes and look inside the eyes for any damage to the optic nerve. Sometimes the doctors get an optical coherence tomography, or what's called an OCT test, to look for early damages to the optic nerve. In older kids, the doctors will check the child's eyesight and how well they can see above, below, and to the sides when looking straight ahead, which is called a visual field test. Next slide, please. How is glaucoma treated? Depending on a child's age, the cause of glaucoma and other things, treatment may include making changes to medicine that's taken for other problems. Eye drops are medicines taken by mouth. Surgery, including laser treatments. Surgery is usually the best treatment for babies or young kids. The goal is to fix the eye so that more fluid drains out of it and it makes less fluid. After treatment, the eye doctor will check the pressure and do other tests regularly. Again, we get back to that testing regularly for the eyes. So we want to make sure that we are noticing these symptoms, and then we want to make sure that we get our child to an optometrist or an ophthalmologist, which with many insurances require a referral from your primary. So you want to make sure that the primary is kept in the loop and that you're explaining to them some of the things that you're seeing with your child. So can it be prevented? Can glaucoma be prevented? Next slide, please. Okay, glaucoma is preventable, but early detection and treatment can manage pressure inside your eye and help prevent a delayed vision loss. There are a few main ways that it can happen. So this is what parents can do. Make sure that your children get regular eye exams. Pressure increases in your eyes are often detectable before they can cause glaucoma and its symptoms. Early detection lets you and your eye specialist try to prevent glaucoma from worsening or at least slow down in its progression. So, you want to make sure that they're managing their ocular hypertension. And if you're having high or than normal pressures in the eyes, then your eye care specialist can often provide treatment options. And so you want to make sure that you're following the guidance, and it's critical that you help avoid it or delay your vision, because you don't want to go blind. So you want to make sure, again, because children cannot tell you that they are having problems with their eyes. They can't tell you that they're seeing blurred visions or they're having pain in their eyes and explain it to you in a way that you understand. So as parents, you have to be vigilant. You have to watch your child and know your child and be able to right away get your child to a medical facility to make sure and get them the right appropriate doctors to make sure that your child is not experiencing the onset of glaucoma. Because once you get it, we want to make sure that that they are treated if they have it. So we have to know, we again, that's called knowing what your risk factors are and managing those risk factors, uh, and using protective items can also help your child if they have to prevent eye injuries, if that be the case. Eye pressure can change during puberty and other times in a person's life. Kids and teens should get their eyes checked during childhood and throughout adulthood. Take your child to all follow-up doctor's visits. Give your child the eye drops and medicines as prescribed. Remember that your children cannot be relied upon to provide their own eye drops. So that's something that as a parent, you are going to have to teach them how to do and manage that for them, making sure to ask questions. Did you take your eye drops? You know, you're supposed to take them at such and such a time. You're supposed to take them 2-3 times a day. Whatever the prescription that the doctor gives you, or however he prescribes that medicine be taken, then you as a parent are responsible for making sure that that happens. And then as your child gets older, if they're diagnosed when they're young, as they get older, then you should teach them how to do it. And then you should make sure that they understand the seriousness of taking care of their eyes in order to prevent vision loss or blindness. So then we want to give our children, ask the child care team about support groups and other resources in your community. For example, assistive tools and low vision services can help kids with vision loss. But we want to try to prevent them from losing sight. But if they do, then we want to make sure that we know what the resources are available in our community to be able to help us and our children to deal with this illness. Now, we're talking about glaucoma in children and how it can be prevented, but or how it can be treated, or how we can be aware of the fact that there may be an issue with our vision, and to get immediate and appropriate care. All of these things apply to children, yes, but they also apply to you as an adult. That your vision loss would definitely be not only disadvantage to you, but also to your family or your children. So you want to make sure that while you're getting your children's eyes checked, that you're also getting your eyes checked. You want to model that behavior for them so that they can understand the importance and the seriousness of it as they grow and as they mature and become parents or adults and parents. You want to make sure that it's a habit, if you will, that they develop early and they continue that habit on into later life. So we want to now ask you, I know I went through that rather fast, but I want to open it up to ask questions if you have any questions or any concerns that you would like to talk about. But before we do that, I do want to encourage you to share today's webinar in your social media networks. I want you to feel free to post whatever questions, comments that you have in the Zoom, and if in the if you're on Facebook, post them in the comment section, and Duke will let us know if there are any questions there. And if you're on Zoom, I want you to either post them in the comment section. Feel free to raise your hand to open your mic to ask any questions that you might have or share any comments that you might have. Are you seeing any questions, Duke?
Yes, ma'am. I have a hand raised, Miss Brundle.
Yes, I have a question. You may have said it at the beginning, but how common is glaucoma in our youth?
Glaucoma is very rare in our youth, and I did talk about the fact that it is not as common as you find it in adults.
Hmm. But it is.
It is because it says 1 in 10,000 babies are born with primary glaucoma.
Wasn't that associated
That's
with the?
that's in Western countries. Now, if you lived in the Middle East, it's 1 in 2,500 babies that are born with it. So it's not very common. But it says, for example, 1 in 5 babies who have cataract surgery in their first 6 months of life may get glaucoma within 10 years.
Would you say that a person who has cataracts, can it lead to glaucoma, or they're not associated?
I am not a optometrist or ophthalmologist.
Okay.
What I can say is that both can prevent you from being able to see as you should see.
Right.
So
The reason,
so that's why it's so important to make sure that you go and get your eyes checked. Now there is if you have a cataract, there is surgery for cataracts that can clear up your vision.
well, that's what I'm facing. That's why I asked the question.
There is surgery for cataracts that can clear up your vision. I myself personally have not had it, but my husband
Hmm.
has had the surgery, and he actually says with one eye he actually sees better than he's ever seen out of that eye. And so, and I've heard other people say the same. So
Right.
don't let fear stop you from getting the treatments that the doctors are recommending. I said earlier how important our eyes are to most of us, or many of us. The
Mhm.
idea of the possibility that we could do something that caused us to have less vision or no vision, to go
Mhm.
blind, is very frightening.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
very frightening. But I know that they have surgeries that can correct cataracts, and they even have surgery now for some forms of glaucoma. And it may not, once you get it, you're going to have it. You
It's
can't,
just
but you can do things to slow down, going totally blind, or maybe not even going, prevent it altogether. But you have to be proactive. You have to go and see the eye doctor, and you have to follow the recommendations and get the treatments that they say do. And then once you have the surgery, then there are procedures that you have to take in terms of using your medications, like they say, when they say, so that you are helping yourself prevent the loss of your sight or even the dimming of your sight.
right. I appreciate you for that. I have recently gone. I'm being transparent, and I am scheduled to have cataract surgery very soon here. And I was just curious about the glaucoma part of it. I had not discussed it with optometrists or anybody, but since you were discussing, I was just wondering. Yeah, in general.
If you had the test that they do to look at cataracts are some of the same tests that they do for glaucoma. So I'm sure that, I'm not saying that you don't have, but I believe that if you did have,
It would show up.
the doctor would, yes, the doctor would tell you
Yeah.
that. Yes.
Yes. I thank you. Thank you so much. This is quite interesting. It's so what they call it real time for me right now. It's very real time. So thank you so much.
uh, no problem. Also, I just want to say to anybody else out there that are facing it, a lot of times when we think our health is failing us, we're scared. We're scared of what they're going to tell us, and we've heard so much and we've seen so much on YouTube, on TikTok, and on TV, that it frightens us. And unfortunately, for some of us, the fright prevents us from going and getting immediate attention, and we delay and we delay and we delay, and when we get to the finally go to the doctor or to get the treatment or to find out what's going on, our worst fears are realized, and they're realized maybe because we delayed too long. So if you having problems with blurry eye vision, or you're seeing spots, or having blinding headaches, all of the symptoms that we went through, I want you to please go. And if your child is at the age where they can complain that these things are happening to them, don't delay. Even if you don't have insurance, you can go to the federally qualified health center, and they will connect you to the appropriate optometrist or ophthalmologist to make sure that your child gets the help that they need. Or if you don't feel comfortable going to the federally qualified health center, go to the emergency room. They will not refuse to treat the child and provide referrals to the child so that they can do follow up to get the treatments that they need. I know that many people don't have insurance and they're worried about the cost, but when you put the cost up against the eyesight for your child who may have to live with blurred vision or no vision from being a baby or being a young adolescent or teenager for the rest of their lives, it doesn't equal up. So please, and we have people here at Oak Hill Regional Community Development Center that are navigators that will be more than willing to try to help you to receive the health care that your children or that you need. I saw a comment, but I don't, I can't.
Ms. Bettina, someone asked about could you review the symptoms again?
Yes, I will. Just a second. Let me get to them. Okay. It's eye pain or pressure, headaches, red or bloodshot eyes, double vision, blurred vision, or you can have gradually developing low vision. That means that gradually what you used to see really clear is beginning to get dimmer and dimmer. And then also you can gradually develop blind spots or veil vision defects like tunnel vision. So you want to make sure that you take heed to those symptoms and that you go. For adults, now it could be that you have those symptoms can be if you're having those symptoms and you also have diabetes or you have high blood pressure or low blood pressure or you're obese, those can also be signs of risk factors, what they call risk factors, for you to go and to get your eyes checked. And with children also, it said that if they're tearing up, they're having excess tears, or if they are crying a lot, or this you're seeing they're complaining of seeing suddenly flashing lights in their vision, or sudden then are rainbow color halos around lights, and also nausea and vomiting that happens with eye pressure or eye pain can all be symptoms for you and a sign that you need to take your child or yourself to a healthcare provider immediately to get it checked out. And some of them are so severe that they want to make sure that you go directly to the eye doctor. I mean the emergency room to get treatment. So are there any other questions? First of all, did I answer your question? Would you like for me to go over the signs that could indicate that it's an emergency that you go to the emergency room or to your eye physician right away? And those signs could be blood or gathering in the front of your iris, bulging or enlarged eyeballs. Again, there's nausea and vomiting with eye pain, the rainbow colors, halos around the lights, and then the sudden appearance of increased floaters, sudden vision loss of any kind, and then suddenly seeing flashing lights in your vision. Are there any other questions or concerns?
I'm not seeing any more questions. If anyone in the hold on, something just okay. If anyone on Zoom or on social media have any more questions, they can put them in the chat or raise your hand, and we will allow you the floor.
Okay. If there are no other questions and concerns, then I want to once again encourage you to share today's webinar in your social media networks. And I also wanted to let you know that remind you again that pediatric glaucoma is not a household topic. So it's not something that people are going to be talking about. It's not something even when you go to your doctor that they might mention. But now that you know that it's a serious condition and and the medical community takes it seriously, we want to make sure that you go and please have your child's eyes checked. Because if they do have glaucoma and it goes untreated, it can cause permanent vision loss or blindness. And unlike adults where vision loss comes on gradually, this can happen just suddenly and faster. So you want to make sure that you're not dragging your heels or slowing around with trying to get your child the care that they need, and not letting your fears or your lack of income slow you down in the progression of getting your child the medical attention for their eyes that they need. So, because prompt diagnosis and treatment can lead to near normal vision in children with congenital glaucoma. So we want to make sure that we're giving our child every chance to
Hey,
be
Miss
able
Patina, a
to
question
them.
just came through.
Okay.
It said, "Did you say that floaters are a symptom of glaucoma?"
Yes, it could be. It could be a symptom of glaucoma. Yes, floaters could be a symptom of glaucoma. Okay. Is there a follow-up to that, or did I answer the question or the concern that you have?
There's no follow-up to that.
Okay. So then I'm going to give you our friendly reminders for today. Remember that Ask Mary and Pat Zoom webinar is 6 p.m. Monday, January 26th. And Duke, I have that Let's Talk Real Estate with Ariel Mays this Thursday, which is tomorrow, January. I'm saying January, people, January of the 22nd.
It'll be January 29th.
January 29th.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
So again, Let's Talk Real Estate with Ariel Mays is January 29th. Please tune in and get some valuable information about the housing market in this area. And if you are, certainly if you are considering purchasing a home, please join in and feel free to ask her the questions that you have. Also, again, Ask Mary and Pat have wonderful information about your health care and health that's available in the state of Mississippi and how they can help you. Uh, so again, tune into them on Monday, January 26th. And the third Wednesday, our next third Wednesday parent resource chat will be held on February 18th. And in support of National Black AIDS Day, our topic will be emphasizing the importance of social support, resilience, and stigma-free environment for health. We want you to please be sure to join us that time and also invite your family and friends to attend the webinar because we'll be giving out valuable information that could make a change or even save someone's life. You may learn more about our programs on our new website, which is www.healthytogethermississippi.org. If you have not visited our site, we encourage you to do so because, again, we are sharing information with you that could make a critical difference in how you, your family members, or your friends experience a healthy life. Once again, we want to acknowledge our executive director, Dr. Michael O. Minor, and our program director, Sister Lottie Minor. This has been a production of the Oak Hill Regional Community Development Corporation, where we are empowering parents and strengthening families in the Mid-South region and across the state of Mississippi. So if you are on Facebook, let me take this time to wish you a blessed day, and that we certainly hope that you will have a blessed year for throughout the year of 2026. Thank you for joining us today. We look forward to seeing you next month. If you are on Zoom, we encourage you please to stay on for an additional few minutes to answer any questions or clear up any concerns that you might have about today's webinar.